Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Maurice, the sports historian, back with another next day reaction video. This time it's for SummerSlam. I watched the entirety of SummerSlam. I watched a portion of it last night because I was streaming, so I couldn't devote my full attention to it. And then I caught the replay this morning when I woke up. So I sat with it. Some of the matches I watched twice through, but I wanted to get every match all the way through. So I did that, and here are my thoughts. So we're gonna start off how the pay-per-view started off with Logan versus Ricochet. I'm gonna try to keep this video a little bit brief, so if I'm speeding through these topics, I apologize, but I don't want this to go on for too long. Logan versus Ricochet. I got my notes right here. Logan versus Ricochet. It was a spot fest match, and it was pretty cool. A very good opening match. Some of the things that I peeped and kind of popped me from actually watching was when they landed the Spanish Fly outside the ring, and then they broke up, and then they ran into each other again, and then hit it on the outside of the ring. That was pretty damn cool. Logan Paul, when he did the buckshot lariat outside the ring, so what happened? I'm pretty sure he was inside the ring, does the buckshot over the third rope onto the floor. He catches Ricochet perfectly with the clothesline as he's landing, and it looks absolutely devastating when he hits when he hits him and Ricochet collides with the ground. That move was fucking great. I love that. Some other things, when Logan did the Hulk Hogan and Ricochet did the Rock, that was also very, very entertaining. And then the finish, one of Logan's buddies handed him brass knuckles, and then you had Samantha Irvin looking pissed as fuck, and she had to say Logan Paul's name because he won and everything like that. Overall, I very much so enjoyed that match. I thought that was a great match to open the show. Definitely would have been a better opener than anything else that they could have opened with. So I'm very happy that we got that match. It was a banger, as I thought it was going to be. So shout out to both Ricochet and Logan Paul. Logan Paul's so good in the ring. I don't like Logan Paul as a person, but it doesn't make sense how good he is in the ring. It's just, you put him in with somebody like Ricochet and magic happens. So that was a great match. But moving on to Cody versus Brock 3. This ends the Cody versus Brock trilogy. This was, in my opinion, a better match than both Cody versus Brock 1 and especially 2. Brock Lesnar looking like a beast, as he always does. Brock Lesnar, up until this point, is a perfect example of how you maintain your mystique as a wrestler by just doing the right things. Brock Lesnar, he's shown up, he whoops ass, he might lose, but he ain't gonna lose like a bitch, and he leaves and he comes back on his own terms. And the fact that he's continued to use this formula as he's become a part-timer, and it still works, and he's still able to put on very good matches like this, it just shows that his dedication to the business is very evident. Some people might criticize him for taking the part-time role off. I understand where that comes from, but when he's there, he's giving everything he's got. Hey, whenever Brock Lesnar's music hits, I hope they never change it, because whenever his music hits, it evokes a real emotion out of you, and you feel like, yo, some shit's about to go down. Obviously, some shit's about to go down because Brock Lesnar's come back, or Brock Lesnar's here, or something like that. So, some other things I wanted to note about this match. Cody is so fucking dramatic. When they was doing a portion where Cody had to keep beating the 10 count, he does it so dramatic each time, and then Brock is just getting more and more pissed. I like that portion of the match. Triple Crossroads as Cody's super finisher when he knows one isn't going to do it. I love it. I think that the 1, the 2, and then the third one is where the impact is always the most. I don't know what it is about doing something. If you do it once, it's impactful. If you do it a second time, it's less. But if you that third time is what really like seals the deal. I don't get the psychology behind that, but shit, it works. And obviously that's how it worked for Cody, because that's how he secured the pin. And then after the match, Brock Lesnar, he gets up, kind of no selling the triple crossroads, which is great in and of itself. But then he gets up and he gets in Cody's face, and then he shakes his hand, and he raises his hand towards the towards the audience. So I guess that means babyface Brock isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Although he definitely did look like the heel, well, not look like, he was the heel between this within this feud. I think what they established was that Cody now has Brock's respect. Are they probably going to do something in the future when Cody is champion? Probably. And I guess this will set up towards that they can actually like cut promos and shit versus just beating the shit out of each other, and we still don't know why. But well, I guess they can spin it as like this was Cody earning Brock's respect because he was never that main event guy when he was with I'm getting off tangent. I don't really care about this that much. But the match was great. I enjoyed the match. I really wish they would stop doing this multiple main event bullshit though. Leave that for WrestleMania, because that's the only pay-per-view that has multiple main events. This double main event, triple main event bullshit, stop it, please. But next up was the Battle Royal. I'm gonna be honest, LA Knight won this Battle Royal, which is great and all, but there was nothing too crazy, too notable to mention about this Battle Royal. Omos returned, which is great. I like seeing Omos, I like seeing MVP. The storylines from Raw and SmackDown kind of carried over within this Battle Royal, which is what I expected. We saw interactions from Santos and Austin Theory. Speaking of, Austin Theory entered the match with everybody else, and like 4 people got their own entrance music. I don't understand why the United States champion is not defending his title at SummerSlam, and we're gonna get into that. B, entering with all of the rest of the guys that are in the Battle Royal like he's not the fucking champion. And then C, why didn't he get his own entrance if he was going to enter I don't get it. I definitely don't like it. But if anything, this just shows that Austin Theory is going to lose his championship on Friday. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have it. It wasn't anything crazy about this Battle Royal. It was entertaining. It wasn't a bad match per se, and LA Knight won, so that's always that's a plus. We're gonna start the LA Knight push now. Triple H. I got a bone to pick with Triple H, by the way. Next up is probably the least interesting match besides the Battle Royal that happened on the SummerSlam card: Ronda versus Shayna Baszler. They had an MMA rules match, which basically meant they're fucking play fighting instead of like pro wrestling. Which it had some interesting moments, like when Shayna hit Ronda with a head kick. If you guys don't know, Ronda's original like MMA win streak when she was double champion, I want to say double. Forgive me if she wasn't, but excuse me. I believe she was. I know she was champion, and she lost her championship to Holly Holm. I'm not sure if she was double champion. If she wasn't, completely ignore this. But the head kick was actually how she got finished versus Holly Holm, and when her win streak first got broken. So I guess that was a nice callback to that, especially because she went tumbling out the ring. It was very, very physical, a lot of grappling and reversals, and I like grappling and reversals and shit. In my matches, when it's used sparingly and when it's not spammed. I feel like they spammed a little bit, and the momentum for this match was mad start stop. Like it's an MMA rules match. I don't know why we checking on Shayna when the only way you win an MMA fight is by knockout, submission, or TKO. I don't really or TKO or ref stoppage. They weren't gonna stop the match because Shayna wasn't like so fucked up to where she couldn't continue. So I don't. That didn't really add anything to the match. If anything, it just like halted the progression, which you could have went without that, made the match a little shorter, had everything more fluid. And I'm trying not to be too critical because I actually enjoyed the match for what it was, but it was just the momentum was mad start stop, and I didn't like that. I would have preferred a fight pit, honestly. They were supposed to. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to bust out the fight pit last SummerSlam for Seth versus Matt Riddle, and then Matt Riddle got suspended. Seth got taken off of the SummerSlam card, and they ended up using that for Extreme Rules, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Ronda versus Shayna. The match was cool. I could probably rewatch it and get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, but it wasn't anything crazy. Um, Next up, this fucking sequence of matches here: Gunther versus Drew. Gunther does not know how to put on a bad performance in a WWE ring. I have yet to see one. If someone would like to bring one up to my attention, then I'll watch it and I'll make my own decision. But bro, Gunther and Drew, that 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 is it Western? I want to say Western Europe. That Western European like style of wrestling where they just physical as fuck, and you got the chop wars, and it's just really brutal and super physical, and they look beat the fuck up after the match. I love that style so much. And Drew, he is honestly a very good glue guy. He can work with a bunch of people in the ring with a bunch of different styles. He's made great matches with Roman, who the slow build style, which we're gonna talk about later. He just put on a great match with Gunther, the real Smash Mouth style, the hit you on your fucking face, and you're gonna take these punches and you're gonna take these blows. He did it again or he did the first time at WrestleMania in the Triple Threat. Just shout out to Drew McIntyre, bro. I'm really glad he's back. And if this does end the Gunther feud, it'll be a shame because it only led to the one match between the two. But I did very much so enjoy this match. It was great back and forth. One of the things that early on was when Gunther dropped Drew McIntyre on the stairs, which was it just looked painful. It always surprises me when Gunther goes up for the splash because he's never on the top rope for long. It's just he's on that second rope, takes the step immediately into the splash. I always love that. His splash is so funny because he's dead ass like spread eagle in the air, and he's landing on you with his full body weight, which is just funny, bro. I think after this pay-per-view, this win, Gunther is set to break the IC title holder record. Like, he's gonna have the longest reign ever, so that's great. That also might be a sign that soon after the title reign is gonna end, which hopefully means now he'll be in the world title picture, which is great because I would love to see Gunther with a world title. But moving on, that match was fantastic, by the way. Probably the second best match I would consider on this card. Seth versus Finn Balor. Bro, they make magic happen in the ring. When I tell you this match, it started off great, and then the back and forth moments they had between like the early mid to mid to late areas of this match, it was fantastic. The triples, I think he hit a triple suicide dive on the Finn. I always love when he does that. When Finn had, I think Seth hit him, was going for the Falcon Arrow, off the top rope as he does, and then he was going to lift him into the Falcon Arrow, and then Finn countered it into a small package. He almost kicked out. What else happened? They did the buckle bomb spot again, except Finn. So the exact same like area and portion of the outside that Finn got injured last time, like the buckle bomb spot happened during SummerSlam, he did it to Seth, and it looks like Seth landed the exact same way like that happened, because if you remember, Finn landed awkward and his shoulder kind of like landed up, so like I don't know how. I'm trying to model it out, but I don't have anything to. So the barricade kind of like, I think it caught his shoulder and it like jerked it up, and that's what caused all the damage internally in his shoulder. So that's basically how Seth landed, but looks like he landed fine and he finished out the match okay. Then a good portion through the match, they had the Judgment Day come out, and it looked like Damian Priest was telling Finn that he was going to cash in. That's not what happened. So after rewatching it, Finn they were trying to get Finn to use the briefcase to just knock Seth Rollins out. Finn didn't want to do that because he wanted to beat him on his own. Some back and forth ensues, and then Seth and Finn they stalemated, and then before that Seth had hit Dominic with the stomp outside, and he's knocked out. He's selling the stomp. Rhea's checking on him and everything. So then this pisses off Priest, and when Priest and Finn Balor lock eyes and Balor's like, "Yo, we gonna use the briefcase now. Come on, we about to end this shit." Priest is pissed. He sets the briefcase down and then walks gingerly to distract the ref. He distracts the ref, and then Seth hits Finn Balor with a stomp onto the briefcase. 1, 2, 3, and that's that. So Seth retained. Looking at how the match played out, I wouldn't have been surprised if Finn Balor had retained either. If Finn Balor had defeated Seth to earn the championship. This was such a great match. It just sucks because I really, really, really want Finn to have his proper world title reign. And now it's like he keeps getting denied at every pass. And I can't say that it's the wrong decision to have Seth Rollins win this match. I, for one, I saw a lot of people saying that Finn was going to win it and then Priest was going to cash in on him. I wouldn't have liked that, especially, looking at the next match and what we got from that. Not going to spoil anything too much, but if you know, you know. I don't think I would have liked Priest cashing in on Finn Balor at all, because that would have just rubbed salt in the wound. I don't think that the Judgment Day is going to split off from Finn Balor or Finn Balor split off from the Judgment Day, but it's definitely like we're entering the new chapter of the Judgment Day, their story arc, because from at least from my perspective, that Money in the Bank ain't going nowhere no time soon, especially when you consider what happened with the women's Money in the Bank. So Seth versus Finn, A plus match. I loved it through and through. Now, moving on to the co-main event, and my favorite match on this SummerSlam card. Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. Holy shit. We got 20 minutes of this match. This match was long as fuck. Bro, the amount of shit that happened in this match. For one, this was like probably one of the best implementations of the triple threat that I've seen in a very long time. And when I say that, I say like it was, no woman had more than an advantage for at least like 30, 45 seconds at a time. It was so much back and forth and back and forth. And now I got the advantage. Now she got the advantage. Now she got the advantage. Now, we all laid out stuff like that. I got a bunch of stuff. So Charlotte did a moonsault outside the ring to Bianca. Then she did a moonsault inside the ring to both. I think, who was it that did? I think Bianca Belair set up for the moonsault, and both of them got their knees up. What else happened? So Asuka, bro, I said it earlier. Asuka's my favorite female wrestler like right now in WWE. She's amazing. I love all the technical ability that she has. Go look at pandemic era Asuka, and that's some of the finest work I think she has in her main roster career. Obviously, look at NXT Asuka with that crazy streak she had up until being on the main roster, and the controversial decision that was to end that to Charlotte Flair, but that's neither here nor there. Asuka with a pile of reversals, pile of counters, submission specialist. I love her so much. Bianca, so effortless in the ring. There was a spot in the match where Charlotte Flair was like trying to lift Asuka out of an arm bar, and she had her on her shoulders, and then she fell, and then the arm bar was still in, and then here comes Bianca, just slides in the ring, makes a cool little transition into a gut wrench power bomb, and just effortlessly just power bombs the fuck out of Charlotte. I'm not gonna lie, that popped me so much, bro. Bianca's so smooth in the ring. Everything she does is like perfect. When she does the fucking the backflip moonsault off the ring, when she does that, it's great. Bro, there was this set up the ending portion of the match. She was running towards Charlotte Flair in the ring. Charlotte Flair lifts her up, And then instead of, you know how they do when they lift them up and then they land on the apron. No, she didn't lift her up and put her on the apron. She lifted her up and pushed her outside the ring. And boom, you just hear the steel steps. And Bianca sold that shit like death, bro. That's so what's so crazy about Bianca is obviously we all know this wrestling shit is fake, bro. And we all know like the little tactics that WWE and these other promotions try to do to subvert your expectations during the match. I still dead ass thought that she hit her knee and she was for real injured, like when she was selling that, bro. A+ selling. Even though when the medical team came out, I was like, oh yeah, she's fine. They using this as a part of the match, and they did use the shit as a part of the match. We got a small 1v1, Charlotte versus Asuka. That portion of the match was fire, and then Charlotte sets up for the figure eight. She locks in the figure eight. As she's doing that, Bianca's like, nah, fuck that. I can't let this match go on one good knee. She climbs up to the top rope and hits a fucking 450 perfectly flush on Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair kicks out of that. Then this set us up for the actual ending portion, because that was like to set up for the ending. Charlotte Flair kicks out of that shit somehow. Asuka's out the ring. They have Bianca and Charlotte have a little 1v1. Then I think it leads to Charlotte tackling Bianca. No, shit. It leads to Charlotte tackling Asuka. Asuka's still out on the outside of the ring. Then Charlotte's on the apron. Bianca's inside. Charlotte goes through what looks like a spear through the second rope. Nope, she rolls her up, gets a figure eight locked in, bridges it, gets the figure four locked in, bridges into the figure eight. Asuka comes back in, sprays the mist in Charlotte's face. Charlotte still has the figure eight locked in. So she sprays the mist in Charlotte's face, but she still has the figure eight locked in. She didn't let go. Asuka sets up for the way that she won the Women's Championship, or the Raw Women's Championship when it was that. At Night of Champions, she sets up for the kick on Bianca Belair. Bianca ducks it, gets her in a small package roll up. 1, 2, 3. Again, while the figure, at this point it's a figure four, while the figure four is still locked in with the bad knee. I'm not gonna lie. When she won, I was mad pissed because I did not want to see Asuka win until Io Sky comes out to her music holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. We know what time it is. She hands it off to Bayley. Bayley smacks the fuck out of Charlotte with the briefcase, and then she hits Asuka with it as well. She gives it to Io. Io slides in. Bayley tries to hit Bianca. It doesn't work. Io uses the briefcase, hits her with the bad knee, just puts her up in position for the moonsault. Effortlessly, just here, take the briefcase. It goes off without a hitch, and she hits the moonsault immediately. 1, 2, 3, and new WWE Women's Champion Io Sky. Again, I was upset that Bianca Belair won this match, but it was so much chaos going on and Io just lost on SmackDown. So much shit going on, I completely forgot about Io and the briefcase. And that's why I love Money in the Bank so much, because it's so predictable until it's not. And it's like, bro, duh, she was gonna cash in. And it also makes more sense that she cashed in on Bianca Belair, because Damage Control debuted, not versus, but they debuted right after Bianca Belair's SummerSlam match versus Becky Lynch. So that match was phenomenal. It's definitely my favorite match on this card. Second would probably be Seth versus Finn, and then third would be Gunther versus Drew. We're gonna move on to the main event. If you've noticed the change in my demeanor and my tone, it's for a reason. This main event let me down supremely. Not only because we've been seeing the same Roman format for his singles matches for a while now. The only exception being, well, not the only exception, the only one that I've truly been like super pleased with was the Cody match. And even still, that had mad interference. I enjoyed the KO match was okay. I enjoyed the Sami Zayn match, but again, I've kind of grown tired of the Roman Reigns formula with his main event matches. This match didn't really grab my attention until Solo showed up, and That's saying something because they were in the ring for a while. They had like chairs and shit being used, but yeah. So Solo shows up. This is like towards the middle of the match. Solo's beating the fuck out of Jay. They go back towards the ring. Then Solo and Jay 1-on-1. He gets the better. Jay gets the better of Solo. Some other stuff. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This match I had watched in full, my full watch through. I didn't bother watching it a second time, bro. This match was so disappointing. They're both 1 and 2 were significantly better than this match, and that's saying something, bro. Because one of them was in Hell in a Cell, the other one was just a straight up match. This match had the no DQ stipulation tribal combat match, and that was cool, but like it just felt like a normal no DQ match. And I thought that there was supposed to be people like Solo and Solo barred from ringside, but obviously that didn't end up happening. And then to set up the ending sequence, to set up like the end of the match, Jay gets the better of Solo and Roman. He hits him with a splash. 1, 2. This motherfucker gets pulled outside the ring by somebody wearing all black. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought it was Zilla Fatu. I'm not gonna lie. But it turned out to be fucking Jimmy Uso. And when I watched it the first time, it popped me because I was like, bro, what the hell? This is wow. Obviously, Jimmy Uso sets up the interference for Roman. 1, 2, 3. It's over with. He got speared through a table, which was cool, but that's like a normal ass ending. Then I got to thinking, why the fuck would Jimmy turn on Jey Uso? That's the most nonsensical way to end this match. I would have so much rather preferred Jey just lose clean. Because what purpose do you gain from going backwards in the story? Solo was supposed to have put Jimmy out of commission for a good while. It was a good way to write him off and have the 2v1 versus the 2v1 during the SummerSlam match, to not only undermine the injury but underline the story that you're telling by having Jimmy turn on Jay when he was the one to turn on Roman in the first place. I don't like it. This feud honestly could have happened without the title, and again, it's hoarding the fucking title on SmackDown, which at this point we know they're setting up for Cody versus Roman 2 at WrestleMania, and there was a point in the Bloodline story where it was getting stale, and this Jay turn of events had switched that around. Like, I was actually, looking forward to it again. And now it's like, all right, we're really gonna drag this shit out, because during the match, they planted the seeds for us getting Solo versus Roman, and there's no way in fucking hell Solo is gonna beat Roman. So that's probably gonna lead us until Survivor Series. After Survivor Series, who fucking knows? Because we still got the Chamber and the Royal Rumble to do after that, and some other pay-per-views to fill it up. Bro, that main event was not it. I didn't enjoy it at all. I knew Jay wasn't gonna win, but for him to lose in that fashion, and for that to be what the story that they're telling after so much goodwill being brought back within the story, because I'm not gonna lie, the shit was kind of iffy when they kept doing the KO and Sammy thing, and they kept doing that, and even after WrestleMania they kept doing it, but they brought us back. And now I'm disinterested again. So I don't know when this shit's gonna end with Roman. This motherfucker's a super villain, and I don't know, bro. But yeah, that main event match was disappointing. Easily the most disappointing match on this card. Yeah, it was, because it was the match that I expected the most out of, just because of how good their previous 2 matches were. This was a really bad way to end the Jay vs. Roman trilogy, and I'm very upset. It really doesn't make sense within the Jay vs. Roman trilogy, because if I'm not mistaken, the Hell in a Cell match, the towel got thrown in for Jay, and then I might have these confused. And then the other match, it was Roman was attacking Jimmy, and that's the reason why Jay like said he quit and called off the match. I'm pretty sure that's how that happened. So that shit double doesn't make sense why Jimmy would. I'm gonna get mad again talking about this match because I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it, it damn near ruined the pay-per-view for me, and I didn't even want to like talk about it. I really didn't want to make this video, but obviously I'm making a video, and I'm over it. But like I disagree with that the ending so much. Obviously excuse me, I keep fucking that up. Obviously Jay didn't have to win, but nah, bro, that ending was so anticlimactic and so unsatisfying that I'm no longer looking forward to what the Bloodline has in store, because I'm not really looking forward to Roman taking another 3 weeks off and then up. All right, now we're gonna start another feud, or we're gonna continue this feud that we've had, and it's just. But that was my SummerSlam next day reactions video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite match was during the entire thing. I'll be back with you guys hopefully sometime this week with another video. So peace out.